Hello again. I'm back with a breakdown. We're going to break down another scene. Last time we were doing a simple staging scene, where we have to see where, you position the lights, camera, whatever, without moving them. And now we have came with a complex staging scene. You know, when you are staging a complex scene, you have to know that it is going to include the movements. The actor should move, the cameras should move, it's all about movement. So when you're doing this one, also have to look at the lighting, how you're going to position your lighting, and then also you will be looking at the blocking, how you're going to, how the movement of your actors, which has to be also sure with the movement of the cameras. You know, they go together. In blocking, it's all about cameras and actors, the movements. Yeah. And also, we will be looking at the design. You know, when you're designing a simple staging scene, it's totally different when you're designing with a complex one. Because here they're going to move. It is very easier when you are, you know, designing or you're dressing a simple staging scene because you can only design, let me say, the angle like a half of a circle, as I can call it, because no one is going to move. It is going to be one side of the environment, and the lighting, it should move. Here we are doing the movement. It's all about movement here. Yeah. So we're going to look at the lighting, blocking, set design, and camera movements. Camera movements come into blocking as well. So let's get started. As you can see from this scene, I chose this scene from Cruella. It's a Disney film. It's a really good film. If you haven't watched it yet, you should go watch. It's really good. It has a good cinematography. You can learn from this one. And then also, always I say, if you're a filmmaker, if you're a creator, and you are watching a film, yes, you should watch as a fan, but also you have to take your time and watch as a filmmaker by looking all these things we talk about in our podcast. Look how they may position their lights. You have to look how they have done their blocking, because when you see in this scene, it's all about movements, expression from other inserts, something cool, something rigid. So when you're watching as a filmmaker, you have to also take your time, analyze why this has to be this way, why this has to be this way, and you can even copy for for the sake of your creations, for to make sure that what you will do next have to be better. It's very helpful. Yeah. Okay. Starting with scene, straight at the beginning, it starts with a movement. When you look at this scene, also they use the upstage lighting. I told you, upstage lighting always. You see here, from this guy sitting from here, the light is coming from the other side, which means we can only see there is a window here. So the light comes, they make sure when you are watching, we go to know that the light is coming from this window, but we have to add lighting from inside. There has to be a source, which is here from the window, which is also on the other side or from the camera. But here we're going to have a lot of movements, which could be very tricky or very hard to know that it is an upstage lighting, it is not, it is whatever, whatever. But here you do great lighting, great blocking, where the actors are going to give all those things you need. You can have the upstage lighting from one actor, but the other one not, because of the movements you are going to have right away. You can see at the background, at the back, There's a lot of things right here which makes the cool depth. You see the layers. They have to be this this dude. This have to be his mattress kind of thing. That's where he sleep. Yeah, the background. The background is totally busy, which is cool. And there may be some little bit of haze at the back to separate the background. And also they use the framework. You see the L of the room here, which is really cool. As you keep going, exactly another movement, very big one. And also here, the light is coming from the window. That's what we think. That's what we have to see. That light is coming from the window at the back of the actor. Same style of lighting. And then the actor, this is blocking when the actor is coming this way and the camera is going to the opposite direction. And then it goes back a little bit. All the movement, it's everywhere, all the movement. You can see this light here, which is making this cool lighting from this guy. At the beginning, it was not there. When you look back, when you go back from here, you see there is this kind of shadow. But now we need it because this woman is coming in. We have this highlight on this side. It's better, it's good even in the middle of the scene you can change the lights. It's all good, but what you need is to have a great lighting. The background, set design, all good, busy. You don't need to have like empty walls. Always, man, always. Empty walls. Don't use them. So we can have here, after having all these movements, there have to be some cutaways of, this it's reactions, it's glass breaking, also the dogs. Also we're going to have these guys some close-up shots so that can make easier for the editor to mix the angles. So we were on this side at the beginning. We were on this side of when we talk about the 180-degree rule. You have to make the line. We're not going to pause. But we were here and then now we are here, and then yes, movement is one of the main tool you can use to break the rule when you're going to cross the line. Yeah, it's cool. Use the movement sometime. So when you are doing a complex scene, there's not going to be those lines. No, it's not going to be those lines because you'll be having the whole room. Because one of the material, one of the tool you are using, which is movement, is one of the tool you can use to break the rule, to break that rule. Okay, so here, that's what I said. The set designer is going to have a lot of work here. This is the work of set designer because we are going to have the whole room. There's no limitation. There's no lines here. Same upstage lighting. You see the lights here, which hitting this hair, and you see there is all this light coming from the above to light the background. The depth, really cool. This should be a kind of scene that may be very difficult to achieve, but when you finish it, when you try your best to make a complex scene, that's where you showcase your skills. Here, complex, because it's a combination. The lighting has to be set on the level where you're not going to change, you're not going to be flexible about changing them. You will be changing them, but not that much. And also the set design, the blocking, how you're going to block your actors, how they are going to move to each other, the cameras. When you've done this complex staging scene, yeah, man, that's something you should do. But what do you have to do, what you have to understand on doing this one, it's all those stuff. You have to know your lighting. You have to put the marks from where the actors are going to be, so they are not going to be not as you planned. Because in this scene, everything has to be as planned. Because whoever mess up, the whole thing should be ruined, as you can see here. Everything, it's a combination. When one thing is not cool, it can destroy a lot of things here. You have to know, you have to position your lightings as well. So to know that this is how the lighting is going to be to accomplish this whole scene. And you have to know your actors, you should put the marks. You should put the marks from where they are going to be. If they are going to move, you move from here to here. Nothing else, from here to here, from there to there. So you know that whoever is going to take this shot is going to be in this position. So when you are doing a complex shot, plan, it's what matter here. You very precisely are planning, and then it's really good putting some practical at the back. Really like this one is practical. This one, they look nice. Also, same time, movement. It's all about movement when you're doing this kind of a scene. And the other thing, even if you plan, it's possible you should let the camera operators be free to move around according to the plan. Someone can pass in front of an ad. Yeah, it's cool, because that's what editors are there for. You should let him be to get your shot. And also the set designer has to understand that there is no limitation from the camera operators. There is no limitation from the cameras. It is going to take, they are going to take everything. So it's better when the set designer is looking in the whole, whole set, dress well, the whole thing, because there's not going to be, anything to limit the cameras to be taking pictures. And also plan on this one. The most important thing is plan. Most of the scene, all these scenes, everywhere the actor is going to stand, they have to be the mark. It's good to put the marks where the actors are going to be standing. You have to move from here, and then you stand here, you have this mark. It's very helpful. Use that one and you will have the most legit scene ever. It's really good. Even if you're not doing this, it's really good to watch things you understand. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again next time.